Dietary protein for weight loss or dietary protein for weight gain? Why is it that weight loss diets emphasize dietary protein and weight gaining diets emphasize dietary protein? Well, this doesn't seem to make any sense. Well, actually it does. But let me first say this. If there's actually any diet where you're going to have to emphasize protein even more, it's actually on a weight loss diet than a weight gain diet. But let's talk about why protein is so important when you're trying to lose weight. So number one, it's going to help with your satiety. It works on various pathways and hormones, including GLP-1, peptide YY, and of course the hunger hormone ghrelin. And through all of this, you're going to affect the brain in the reward centers. So you're not going to be, at least that seeking of reward from food is going to be diminished. That signal is going to be diminished when you increase your dietary protein. Now, of course, when you're in a calorie deficit, which I'm assuming you are if you're looking to lose weight, you want to be able to preserve your lean muscle mass as much as possible, or lean mass in general. And this is going to be directly related to your dietary protein intake. Now, when you're in a calorie deficit, you're going to chew through more protein for energy. It is inevitable. So we want to counter that by having enough dietary protein, at the very least, to maintain muscle mass. Okay, if not, we can try to build some even. But at the very, very least, we want to try to maintain that lean muscle mass. And it's not just from the aspect of maintaining your metabolic rate, your resting metabolic rate, but it comes from the standpoint of, muscle acts as a performance enhancer, right? You're going to physically perform better with more muscle tissue. It's also going to, and this is important obviously if you're working out, which you're probably doing if you're trying to lose weight. In addition, we need to look at recovery. So if you want to recover optimally and you want to get back to the gym as soon as possible, you want to make sure that you're getting adequate amount of protein. But also when we look at muscle tissue itself, muscle tissue has a very important role in managing blood sugar levels, whether it's from an insulin sensitivity standpoint, protein's going to improve that, or from the standpoint of maintaining that lean muscle tissue, which acts as a reservoir for sugar. Essentially, the more muscle mass you have, the more reservoir, the more real estate you have to store sugar. And with better insulin sensitivity, like I mentioned, you've got a better partitioning ability to manage blood sugar. So why would we include more protein in a weight gaining regime? Again, we want to, unless you really don't want to keep muscle or build muscle, which is, I've never had that situation before in all my 25 years of doing this, 25 plus years, I guess. I've never seen this, right? Typically when people are trying to gain weight, they're trying to gain overall mass, which basically means muscle and to some degree fat. Okay, so this will apply to a client that is maybe, it could be somebody who's looking to do a sort of strength sport, or maybe it's somebody who's looking to play something like, football, or maybe it is just somebody who generally has low body fat and wants to gain fat just to put on some weight because they're quite thin. I have a number of clients, young men that have this. So in this case, obviously we're in a calorie surplus, but we still need protein to help us to facilitate muscle growth. You still need amino acids for this, and you still need enough of the right amino acids. And we'll talk about protein quality and amino acids and all this in a future video. So in addition to getting those calories, it's not just calories, it's getting enough of the protein. Now, you probably don't need as much protein as you do in a dieting phase. Certainly not as much when we're talking about percentage of calories, but also you're not burning protein for energy. Essentially, when we're looking at protein, dietary protein in the diet, when you're trying to gain weight, we actually really don't want to have this too high because it's going to make eating much harder. Okay? Again, one reason why we want to have it when we're dieting. So that's essentially the reason. If you want to speak to me about any of your health and fitness goals, or maybe you want to join one of my challenges, we have one coming up in the fall, in September, Or perhaps you want to personal train with me. I do some personal training. I've got a full commercial gym at my home. Reach out to me at fit10.com/contact and let's chat.